joining us from in the comments. That would be awesome. We'd love to hear from you, kind of know where you're coming from, and get to know you a little bit better. So we'll let you guys do that for the next little bit, and then we'll get started. We'll give just a little bit longer for that. Let you guys come on in and share where you guys are from. I'm also tuning in so I can see who all is here. Maybe check out some of the comments.
I just dropped it.
What are the chances of us reaching Hawaii?
Send us tickets.
Does anyone know Hawaii?
After this event, hopefully.
We're different country. All right, we've got some reactions, trying to see who all is here.
Or not.
Seriously. I'm also going to share the event as well. We'll give another 30 seconds for you guys to get settled in, to hang out with us. Maybe grab your coffee and get ready for some convo. Got David watching, always good. David? Hey, David. Hi, David.
Hey, David. Where's David from?
Yeah, if you're just hopping on, feel free to put where you're watching from in the comments. We'll be getting started in just a minute or so. Stephanie says she's proud of you, Katie. Yeah, feel free to do a shout out to your favorite Trojan Ambassador if you're watching. They're the reason you're tuning in.
Definitely me. Who's ever competition? You should have done that.
All right. Well, if you're just hopping on throughout our event today, feel free to put in where you guys are from, or drop a comment with your favorite likes or questions and different things as we get started. Oh, another person for Katie. Hi, Katie. Yes, they're saying hello. So feel free to add any comments if you're watching. It makes it a little bit more fun, makes it a little bit more personal. I will pass it off to Sean to get our event started for tonight.
How's everybody doing, guys? Welcome to our ACM's Coffee, College, and Conversation. I had to look at that board because I've been switching the C's up the entire day. So, wanted to make sure I got that right for whenever I'm doing the big moment right now. So it's a pleasure to have everybody on right now. I'm very excited to do this event. I've been thinking about it for a long time now. So without further ado, I'm Sean Arajuma. I'm one of the college recruiters here at ACM. I'll go ahead and pass it back to Courtney.
Yep. Oh, sorry. Okay, too many C's. I'm Courtney Jensen. I'm the other college recruiter. We're excited to have you guys here. We'll go in a semicircle back to Katie, the other C.
Hi, I'm Caitlin. My major is cybersecurity.
I'm Allison. I'm a pre-nursing major. I'm Hannah. I'm a nursing major.
I'm Daniel, and I'm a multimedia technology major.
Hi, everyone. I'm Alexis. I am a sociology and psychology graduate, I guess.
Yeah. Fantastic.
Yes.
Well, obviously, guys, these are the Trojan Ambassadors that we're all lucky enough to have with us this evening. So pretty much the gist of what this event's all about is it's a chance for you guys as prospective students to ask all of these wonderful young individuals here specific questions about ACM or kind of college life in general. So, I mean, to get some, oh my gosh, I'm stumbling over words. I had too much coffee, guys. So,
You're a stumble.
there it is right. I'm stumbling right now and I'm getting all flustered. So we do have some questions that we kind of want to get things started with, but feel free to put in the chat any type of questions that you wanted to ask any of the Trojan Ambassadors. That's kind of what this event's all about, so feel free to do that at any point during the hour-long event that we have going on. But before, I guess, while we're waiting for some questions to get asked, we have actually got some questions that I guess are pre-submitted, if you will, just to kind of get the conversation going. So feel free to, put those in, and we'll go ahead and answer them as they come in. But without further ado, we'll go ahead and get started with our first question, which is actually for Hannah. Thinking back, what's it like for your first year as a student at ACM?
So I personally was an early college student, so I kind of had a little bit of a more comfortable feeling because I was used to it. If you don't know what the early college program is, you actually have the ability to take college classes while you're still in high school and earn your credits, so you can kind of get a head start into your program. Obviously with nursing you have a lot of prerequisites you have to do, so that's why I did it. So like I said, I had a little bit more of a comfortability, but definitely as a first year student, it's just getting used to not having like a set time, like 7 a.m. every day. You can kind of pick what schedule fits you best. And yeah, it's just getting adapted to a little bit of a different environment and having more independence.
Awesome.
Must be nice.
Well, thank you, Hannah. We have a couple other comments. Go Lex, Papa Bear's watching. And another, we love you, Katie.
Is anybody keeping a tally on this event? Really status by the end of this event right now.
So for our second question, what's a typical weekday like for you, Allison?
All right, well, I have a almost 14-year-old Minpin who is diabetic, so I start my day with his insulin and feeding him, and we've got a routine. He's a sassy little dog. He likes to be fed right away, and he barks. But then this semester I did microbiology as an honors class, and I spent a lot of time in the lab before lecture. And then, I had anatomy and micro, either lecture or lab, and most evenings were spent either in the library or studying. And then obviously trying to just work out and eat and fit in time with family and friends. HelloFresh is a great, great option when you forget to eat. But yeah, now that it's summertime, I'm happy not to be in class, and I've actually started working again in the evenings, so just enjoying, the new routine everybody knows about. So yeah.
Well, awesome, thank you. You're pretty busy.
I am so busy, but I'm relaxing and enjoying my new life here.
Fantastic. I guess having said all that, we'll go ahead and move on to our next question. So, what clubs and student organizations are available to join at ACM, and are there any athletic teams? Daniel, would you like to go ahead and answer that one?
I will. So ACM offers a variety of different clubs and organizations. I know definitely one of my favorites is the choir and show choir. If you're a big singer, performer, Katie also does choir with me. We are taught the music by an extraordinary music teacher, Melody Gashler.
She's awesome.
We learn a variety of music to perform. We normally do a concert for Christmas and then in the spring. Recently we just had our show choir concert, Broadway's Back. We performed various medleys, such as from Hamilton, Dear Evan Hansen, and all went very well. But that is one of my favorites, and if you like singing and dancing, I highly recommend joining. Some other organizations is the honors program, where you can make a project and where you design a project and you can earn honors credits, as well as Pi Theta Kappa, which is the kind of similar to the community college honor society. But all the clubs can be found on the Allegany.edu website. So if you haven't, we offer a variety of those. For the athletic teams, there are 8 different sports. We have baseball, men and women's basketball, cross country, softball, men and women's soccer, and volleyball.
Fantastic. Thank you so much.
Yeah. So all those clubs we have over 30 different clubs. You guys can definitely get involved. I saw some smiles. It's awesome. There's some awesome places that you can
make up your own, any kind of activity, club. If you want to do something, you can do it here at ACM.
We are definitely encouraged to.
Yes.
So, you guys gonna sing at any point during this?
I don't think I prepared anything, but
I was prepared for that. Now I'm a little disappointed. But
Well, I will say Jenna Gallion did say that show choir did an awesome job. So,
Thank
good
you.
job. As we are going through these questions, feel free to submit any questions you guys have for our Trojan Ambassadors or Sean and myself, your college recruiters, in the chat. We'd love to hear from you. But we'll go ahead and go back to our pre-scheduled questions as you're thinking of what to put in there. This one is for Alexis. Is ACM a friendly campus? Do you feel welcomed at ACM?
I'm never coming back. No, this was my favorite question. I'm glad that I got it. ACM is extremely friendly. They are the most welcoming facility and campus I've ever been to. Being a part of the LGBTQ community, I am naturally more timid, a little bit shy to express like my point of view and part of my personality. So coming here and being surrounded by people who are open-minded to that and seeing through that as not just who you identify as, but knowing that you're more than what you identify as. And they encourage you to never shy away from a conversation if you think you're going to make somebody uncomfortable. You know, they say it anyway and say it proudly. This campus it encompasses like the souls of people that I want to be when I'm older. I've gotten so much help, so much support, so much understanding. It's a judgment-free zone, so you never have to worry about that. I 110% have always felt welcome, hands down, always.
That's great.
Yeah. Fantastic. It's going on with our next question. We've got. All right, and this one I believe is for Caitlin. So, how much time do you spend studying per week, and where is your favorite spot to study on campus?
Okay, so me personally, I didn't really study for any of my semester here. I did not, but a lot of my friends who do study, they use this little room here, they use the other room that's down the ways a little bit, or the P-Tech lounge, which is across the hallway. An average, my friends usually spend a couple of days studying in total, a long time.
With my own experience, I was probably studying several hours per day or something along those lines. I mean, like, kudos to you. I'm a little jealous right now. Here I am, just having to ooh.
You're doing great.
That's over and done with for now. So I guess I did all right.
So we actually had a question which was very similar to a question we just asked, which is in the same time. But we're going to focus on the last half. So I'll let any of you guys answer. It was from David Jones. Looks like you are doing this from a great study space, which it is. We love this East space. It's great. Where is your favorite spot to study and or socialize on campus? So where do you guys like to hang out with your friends on campus?
I'm a weirdo. I like the learning commons.
Yeah.
I love the library. I absolutely love it. They renovated it, so it's extremely modern to me. I also like the tech building because I feel like I'm on Grey's Anatomy. Like you walk over that little the overlooking, and you just see the big mirror, the big window, and the rocks, and you lean over, and it's almost like you're asking where's my crash card? And it's beautiful. I love it. That's my favorite spot. I'll eat there. I'll sit there and cry if I have to. The learning commons, though, I like it. I don't know how to work the MacBook, but everything else is great.
I know a great room to kind of study in is in the multimedia building is the huddle room. It's basically like a small room, but it has a place where you can plug in your Chromebook or your computer to a giant TV. You can kind of just chill in there if you want, present a project. Me, I know personally, if it's not being used, I'll just go in there and hang out between my classes and just watch something like Disney Plus until my next class. Just to watch something big up on the big screen.
I'm in cybersecurity, so most of my friends are in this building or in these rooms. So this is where I hang out the most.
I really like the Pathways office too. Like,
I didn't go there.
really, I love it. It's so welcoming, and there's always something going on.
I walk by it and
Yeah.
I'm so nosy and like peek through and
Yeah.
I'm
It's
not
a good
halfway
time.
through and I
Yeah.
just keep scrolling, but I want to be in there.
I mean, whether you need to cry or just, work out some homework, there's always some kind of craft or tutoring, and it's a good time. They have snacks too. I heard to eat. They got granola bars and water.
Food is the way to a college student's heart.
Yes.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, sure.
Your office has coffee.
Yes,
so
I do have coffee in my office, so if anyone ever
That's
needs
where I'm
that,
stopping.
that's the secret space.
I didn't need to tell everybody.
Sorry guys, it's just a secret between us.
Right.
Do you want to share a little bit about Pathways? I don't know that we have anything on our
Yeah,
question,
With
but
like student support services, so there's some qualifications, and it's all government funded. And if you're a first generation student or you have a documented disability, there's plenty of different qualifications. And it was an easy application. I just went and talked to them, and they set up a goal for you. Like, you have a list of goals for your semester, and you have to meet your goals, and they just encourage you, and you get like texts throughout the semester like, hey, great job, do you need help with this? And my advisor is awesome. Beth checks in with me. I got like this amazing, congratulations after the semester, and they have tutoring, they have opportunities with scholarships. Like I said, you can just go there and vent. It's great. They have anything that you need, and they do like transfers too. So if you're transferring to a 4-year, they do different field trips and stuff, and I guess events like that. And I know they did the chalk thing. I don't know. Did you guys see that? Like that was fun. Everybody was dropping with chalk.
Yeah.
So that was a perfect way to end the semester. But yeah, it's a great program. I love it.
Don't they help you find out what your career path could be too? Like,
Yeah.
if you don't know what you want to do, they'll test
Absolutely.
you and help you find out what you should do.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
so if you guys are a prospective student, I really do recommend applying
Yeah.
for Pathways. There are 3 ways you can qualify. So you either can be income eligible, either you're a first generation college student, it means your parents don't have a bachelor's degree, or a documented disability. You don't have to have all 3 to apply, and we do recommend you apply so you can qualify for all those amazing services. So definitely check it out if you're able to.
Absolutely.
It's just another level of support. Like you have another advisor and just somebody having your back. It's great.
One big happy family.
Yeah.
That's what we are,
It's like
right?
every organization.
Exactly. So my next question is actually for Sean.
I'm kidding. Did you just spill out your coffee? I was a joke.
So does ACM offer on-campus housing? Is there a separate application?
And the question, that is absolutely, Courtney. So we do offer on-campus housing. We are actually one of only 2 community colleges in the state of Maryland that offers this opportunity. So anybody that's kind of looking to get that 4-year experience at a 2-year price, we're kind of a really good go-to if you're kind of looking to get away from home. So we do house about 228 students up at Willowbrook Woods. I don't even know if I said that anymore. Willowbrook Woods is the name of the on-campus student housing here. So pretty great opportunity. I can tell you, as incoming freshmen, being able to have apartment-style living is a really, really big deal. Quite frankly, if they'd let me live in that thing, I'd live up there myself. And they are very nice. So as the incoming freshman, a typical thing that I know that a lot of us had to deal with was sharing a specific room with a roommate or something along those lines. That is not the case. Everybody at Willowbrook Woods, inside of each of those apartments, do get their own bedroom. So again, as an incoming freshman, really great opportunity. You're not going to have to share that with anybody. The only things that you would have to share would be the bathroom, which is one on each side of the apartment. the living room, and the kitchen. And the kitchen is fully equipped with a dishwasher, microwave, stove, oven, refrigerator, pretty much everything you guys need to live on your own, because obviously you guys are living on. Yeah, look at look, I'm telling you all these things.
Nicer than like some apartments I lived in.
I mean, and ain't that the truth though? So it's a really great opportunity for any students who are kind of looking to get that experience. But there is a separate application. Housing is not guaranteed whenever you do apply for it, so you do have to apply it via a separate application, which is available on our housing webpage. So there is a $40 application fee. That is the only application fee that we do have here at ACM, ironically. So $50. Oh my gosh, I just realized. So it did go up. That's my bad, guys. I mean, like, that's the coffee. That's what we're all gonna blame on that. What was that T-Pain song? Blame it on the coffee or whatever.
Oh my
Was it T-Pain? I don't even remember what that was. Regardless, anyway, moving.
Not T-Pain.
Whatever. The point is, blame it on the coffee. Yes, that's what we're going with. See, there's no more. I already drank it all.
We do have 2 additional questions from the comments.
Oh, fantastic.
Oh, good.
Thank you guys. Anybody just tuning in, feel free to drop more in the comments. I'll try to spice them into our coffee and conversation. So the first one is from David. What kinds of scholarships are available? Is it too late to apply for fall 2022? Do you guys want to talk a little bit about that, or do you want us?
No, there's different deadlines for all kinds of scholarships, and the application process is so easy. And there are so many opportunities, whether it's academic or based on your clubs. I know PTK offers honors scholarships, Trojan Ambassadors. But the Scholarship Foundation, they're great, and they've offered so many opportunities to so many students. And I actually got to speak at a board meeting recently about it, and
Very nice.
yeah, just to give thanks and talk about my story. And like I said, the application process is easy, and you have to, like, it's free money, guys. Like, and you need encouraged for your hard work, and it's never too late. I don't think there's different deadlines.
And we do have deadlines that go all the way up. So, like, if anybody's thinking about possibly applying for fall, or if they haven't filled out the scholarship application yet, they still have the opportunity to fill it up all the way up through August.
Yeah.
So there's still plenty of time to fill it out for the rest of the summer. So everybody's on summer break right now. This would be a good time to fill out this scholarship application. Am I right?
Yeah.
So be sure you guys take the time to do that. And again, it auto matches you with scholarships you're qualified for based on the info you already input within that scholarship application. So.
But don't stop there.
No.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes, right.
Go,
Keep going.
please take it away from me. Go, what we got? Please.
Look for all of them.
Yeah.
Because you can qualify for other ones. Yeah.
Yeah, it auto matches you, but if you take like an extra 5, 10, even 15 minutes, like if you have Euphoria playing in the background and you have your snack, you can like just type on your laptop or even on your phone, and just if you take an extra couple of minutes, that can equal like $5,000, $10,000 worth of scholarships. Like there's no limit to what you can receive. You'll get the most if you're the earliest applicant. Like sell yourself, no different than a job interview. Make the committee know that you want it, and make them believe that you're the one it belongs to, and work it. When you get it, be proud of yourself, apply, and then do it again next semester.
Absolutely.
All the shows you see before that.
I've never even seen it.
What? You've never seen
I've
it?
never
Am I the
Are you
one?
name dropping?
Am I the one that's seen that?
I've seen
I have no idea what you're talking about.
In the show, all
I
right.
think I missed.
Listen,
quite
Dave,
a
It's a show for
Yeah.
sure. We'll just leave it at that.
Quite a
It's a show.
I feel left out.
Oh yeah, it's a show.
Alright. No. Look it up. A lot of free time.
Our next question comes from Crystal. Do you recommend students living on campus have a car? Anyone want to?
I think it might be a personal preference. It
Yeah.
depends if you want to get like maybe an off-campus job, but there's plenty of work study opportunities, so you don't necessarily need one.
And public transportation.
Yeah. Oh yeah. They come right here and they take you everywhere, right? Walmart, the mall, Prosper.
And then right down on campus for free.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
So I mean, you could get a job at the mall. You could
Right.
get a job at the mall from your apartment building, get picked up with the campus bus, get dropped off to your potential job, and then, come back home, go grocery shopping in the same day and all that for free. So, I mean, that's up to you. If you want to blast music at your own rate, then yes, get a car.
Right, yeah.
But you can
I don't think
always,
you need one, no.
you can always walk.
Trivia question for you guys. How much is a parking pass?
Oh gosh, you safe?
It's free. It's free.
Oh!
Question.
It was a trick question. I'm really good at those.
That's part of our tour training,
Is it
guys.
All right. One more question from our audience, which feel free to drop more in the comments below.
Please.
Another one from Crystal. Where do students go off campus for fun?
Definitely the movie theater. Big movie guy. Just a big one playing right now, Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness, the latest Marvel movie. Definitely recommend.
How about you guys? Where do you go for fun off campus?
Rocky Gap is really close. There's a lake, so you can go
Rocky Gap.
kayaking. I really like anything on the water. So
Yeah. There's 4 Axes in Cumberland now.
yes,
I've
I've
never
never
been.
been.
It looks really fun. I know it is a restaurant and bar, so it's a bar grill restaurant, but it also does virtual golf games and axe throwing, and you get your own little cubicle and you just pay per round, which is probably the highlight to Cumberland. It's pretty new.
Yeah,
it sounds
very
fun.
access. Yeah.
Usually you have to drive like an hour and a half for that type of entertainment, but
Right.
we have live music probably every weekend.
Everywhere. Yeah.
So if you like that, I would recommend doing that. Do Rocky Gap also have a golf course?
Rocky Gap.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you like golf.
Yeah. Casino.
If you want to spend money.
Yeah.
And we do have a really big coffee scene in this area. So if you're
Yes.
tuning into, our coffee college and connections event, you probably like coffee. There's a ton of local
The Queen City
people.
Creamery.
Yeah, lots of
Is my favorite. Yes.
So lots of good places here on campus. Anybody else? Favorite places to hang out? It's okay if not.
I like to go out to dinner a lot of different places.
What are some of your favorites?
Oh god, I like lash balls.
Lash Balls is good. Yeah.
DH's is delicious.
And they have music.
That's
Yeah,
good.
they do
Yeah,
have
music, always good.
Poutine.
Libby's.
Libby's. How could I forget?
Oh my goodness, they have long lines, but they're good.
I'm there every other day.
So our next question is for Hannah. Hannah, do instructors hold office hours, and will they meet with you outside of class?
So instructors do have office hours. A lot of times, like your first week of class, when you get your syllabus, they'll have listed what their office hours are, where their office is located. And if you do feel like maybe those times don't work for you, or you just don't want to go during those times and would rather go another time, most of the time you can just email them and ask if you would like to meet them separately.
Awesome.
Yeah. I've never had a teacher not meet me.
No. They go out of their way, I feel like.
They
So,
do.
especially if you reach out. I've had awesome professors.
So I'm asking the next question.
Yep, you're up next, Sean.
So, are there any on-campus tutoring programs or writing centers? And that one's for Allison.
Yes, there are so many places. I talked about Pathways earlier. They have all kinds of tutoring in every subject in writing. The Science Center, or the Science Building, has specific science tutoring. They have different hours. And then we talked about the Learning Commons, which is the library, has the Writing Center, and then it also has the Math Study Lab, which is great. But they do all subjects, which is awesome. I'm not very good at math, so that's a good opportunity for me. But the Science Study Lab is probably one of my favorite places to go because they help with like homework and lectures. If you don't understand something and maybe you can't reach out to your professor right away, you can go, or you can just group with your people in your lab classes and study for practicals. They'll pull out everything for you.
Friends, and she was like,
Yeah. Right. But yeah, there's so many places on campus, and then they
hours and need the caffeine. We have a question from Robert. Full separate from ACM question, but since we're all, for the most part, drinking coffee tonight, who makes the best coffee locally?
I think that's a question for Sean to answer.
Me? I don't drink coffee. Can't you just tell by the way I'm acting right now? What are some coffee places I've had? I do like Mark's Cafe downtown, downtown Cumberland. This is such a terrible question.
The Queen City Creamery was my first
Where's that
job
too?
in high school, so I am definitely just biased towards that. But I think they make the best coffee.
Holy Grounds.
Yes, that's a good one.
I don't drink coffee, but Base Camp is
Yeah.
good.
Base
Yes.
So Base Camp roasts its own coffee and serves a lot of the local places. So there's lots of amazing places. If you're here at ACM, come explore.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was just Cumberland and Lavelle. You didn't even get to Frostburg.
No.
Yeah, there's tons. Probably
Frostburg,
Oregon
yeah.
has Starbucks too.
Yeah.
Mountain
Yes.
City.
Yeah, Mountain City Creamery, there's Cloud Cafe, and then Starbucks and Dunkin'.
Yeah.
Okay.
There's
But you know, start small work.
Yeah.
Right. Like there's so many local ones. The chains are good, but you want to definitely hit out the local ones first.
What about Dunkin'?
Sometimes.
Oh, did you? Okay. Just know you really like Dunkin', so.
I was like, start local. I'm not gonna like advertise a big brand before like the community, you know.
I guess that's fair.
Support local first, but you can indulge on a weekend or two.
We're getting Starbucks too, aren't we?
They're building one here.
You might need that.
I'm literally trying to process the coffee brain, guys. Oh boy.
You need
Just
it.
to help you.
This is definitely doing something. Man.
Coffee's what made us sleep.
So our next question is for Daniel. What's unique about ACM?
So, what's nice about ACM is they do offer a wide variety of classes, and they have a lot of great teachers and staff who teach the subjects, and they're willing to help anyone with anything, whether it be homework, a project, studying, really, and it just has a great community that supports their students. One thing that's also nice about ACM is, kind of like what we said before, if you have an idea and want to make it a reality, you can. When I was in high school, I had a little video segment called Entertainment Corner, where I talked about movies or TV shows, reviewed it, and I wanted to bring that to ACM. I talked to Professor Bone and Mr. Ritchie, who are two of the teachers in the multimedia building, and I was able to have that return as my own segment for here. But it's something I really want to continue, and now I can. But that's what's great about ACM is if you have an idea, you can almost certainly make it a reality.
Awesome. Thanks for sharing. Yes.
Actually, I got a question for Alexis. What? So, yes. How big are your classes on average? And how many hours of class do students typically have per week?
That was moderate, right? I'm getting hot.
Okay. Should I read it again? Did you get all that?
I got it.
Let me just read it again. How big are your classes on average, and how many hours of class do students typically have per week?
Okay, so.
That's a loaded question.
Yeah.
Let's break it up into two segments then. So let me say, how big are your classes on average? I'm sorry.
My classes were, I don't think I've ever had a class more than 15 students at a time. I don't think. I think 15 would be on the higher side. So the student to professor ratio is pretty good. It's relevant for your teaching. It's great if you have questions or if you have needs for one-on-one touch bases. It makes it more personable of an experience in the classroom. So I would say 15 at the most, but I'm not sure like the nursing program is going to be different. I'm not a part of that. I did, like I said, psych and social. So
Yeah.
that's different.
So I can kind of answer that. So the nursing program is a little bit bigger. They always accept 40 per semester. So I know my class had, I think, like 38 of us, so not technically the 40. So it is a little bit bigger, but it's still not like your huge lecture hall where it's 400 students and you don't even know the person sitting beside you.
Do you only have one professor in nursing? So
It's 2 per semester. So you have,
okay, so it's still like that same ratio.
yeah,
then,
it's
huh?
still that same ratio, but you have more people in your class.
One thing that's kind of nice also, at least this is my experience with multimedia, you're kind of in the class with the same people. I know I've had, at least for the past year, I've had multiple classes with some of the same people, kind of doing the multimedia journey with me.
I got to meet new people each semester. My retention rate was
Well,
high.
you have, you meet new people also, but
Yeah.
there are some of those people that you just do that whole journey with.
Absolutely, yeah.
I guess I still have to do the other
Part 2.
Part 2, return electric boogaloo or whatever. Part 2, question electric boogaloo. Okay. How many hours of class do students typically have per week?
So that would range depending on if you are a full-time student or a part-time student here at ACM, or even if you're part of the continuing education program. So in which case you can just sign up for your one class to continue your growth and development outside of actual graduation credits. And you can apply that to your workplace or just yourself personally. So those hours would range. Then going back to your part-time and full-time, you're looking anywhere between like 6 to 9 hours a week, upwards to, I'd say, like 50. What's a full-time? It's been so long.
It's like 12 to 15.
12 to 15.
Yeah.
I don't want to say too much. Okay.
Typical 5-15. Minimum is 12 for full time.
Okay, so 12 to 15 hours if you're feeling real overzealous. You could go like 16, 18 hours. And then, of course, with your studying, you would have to allot, statistically, 3 hours of study time per 1 hour in your classroom. I toggled that a little bit with subjects that I'm passionate in. I didn't need as much study time because I retained the information easier. Classes that I struggled in, I allotted the extra time to those. So that was for me.
Yeah.
But always study.
Please learn study skills.
Take notes.
Yeah.
All right, so we actually have another question from Crystal before we hop on to the next one. So Crystal asks, what are some tips you would recommend to a high school student in preparation for college success at ACM?
Study skills.
Time management.
Time management.
Don't do what I did and actually study.
Yeah.
There you go.
Any other tips with maybe that college search process?
Yeah.
If you have the opportunity, now obviously if you just graduated, it's a little bit different. But if you are like a high school junior, you can definitely take those early college classes. So that gives you that jump or like head start into your program. But it also gets you used to the difference between one of your high school teachers versus a college professor, what they like for their work, and just how you handle that differently, because the workload is a little different. So that kind of would give you that nice jump start. Another good thing is having a planner, so you can write everything down.
Yes.
So you know when it's due, when you have this class to go to, so it keeps you more organized.
Maybe emailing your professor or professors before the semester starts, and maybe just like kind of introduce yourself, or if you need to find out a little bit more about this specific subject or field, just email one of the professors in the or the head of the field and just say like, hey, I'm interested in this. What is this about? Just if you have to, they always take questions.
Definitely. Erin Yoakum, I'm not sure.
Yeah.
Is she just? What is her title technically? Is she just staff and like student?
The student.
Yeah.
Director. She does something like for morality and stuff, but I
Yes.
didn't want to say the wrong thing. I know that she also offers tons of events throughout your semester. One of the ones that she did previously during the height of COVID was sheeted take-home kits for making a planner. You
Yeah, I
she
saw that,
teaches you
yeah.
how to properly use your planner, how to accommodate your class schedule, work schedule at home, how to like put in healthy eating habits and like recreational time for yourself in a planner, decorating it for yourself, all free utensils and supplies. So that was pretty cool to have a little push in the right direction. I suck at planning, so that was, that was really fun for me to do.
Awesome.
Yeah.
All right, so our next question is for Caitlin. What do you wish you had known going into your first year of college?
I panicked really, really badly. I was always told that they're going to be really strict. They're not going to work with you. They're not going to talk to you much. You're not going to get much help. And I got to college and I had all of the help in the world that I wanted. I didn't need to panic. I was freaking out that I have to get up early for every class. No, most of my classes were at 2 p.m. in the middle of the day, so I could sleep in.
Right.
But I really wish I hadn't panicked so much, because it's not that bad. It's not bad at all.
Exactly.
Kind of following up on what she said, it was a big transition. Like, this was my first year out of high school for us both. It was just such a big change, and it did take a while to get used to it, but I did, and now I'm here, so it just takes some time to get used to the whole new freedom.
It's fun.
Okay.
It's really
That's a
fun.
good way to look at it. That's good.
Anybody else want to share their? I think this is a good
I'm
question for all
old,
of you.
so I can't remember my first year.
Maybe like reflecting back, I think I would have liked to know what my personality type was. I think that would have been really helpful to know. I think it would have made communications a little bit easier. I think it would have helped me to navigate where I'm going to be the most comfortable and where I need to strengthen myself if I had known prior if I'm an introvert, if I'm an extrovert, if I'm like more judgmental, or if I'm more like, sit back and let me just spectate. That kind of stuff helped me gain relationships. So I was a little bit of a late bloomer, and I learned that later in life. I would also probably, what do I wish I would have known? I wish I would have known that it's okay to not be perfect, too. I think that's something a first timer should know. It's okay to not get an A on your first exam. It's okay to not be the first one. There we go. So that would have been like a little chip on my ear. I would have liked to hear those things.
Question.
Answer.
Personality type.
Mine?
Yes.
Yes.
INFJ.
Did you get it right?
No.
Oh. I'm just like, did I just guess it? Am I just that
Wait,
much?
isn't that your shot?
That is mine. I was just throwing it out there. I'm just like, all right.
No, I'm ENFJ.
Oh, so just
Okay,
one letter
opposite.
swap. All right. Okay.
Anybody else an INFJ? Or an ENFJ?
Does anybody else know their personality type?
Okay, you gotta put homework down.
Okay, let's just stop what we're doing right now, and I'll take the test.
Does anybody in the comments know
Yes,
what they
what's
Oh,
your
yeah.
personality type?
The Myers-Briggs
No.
test. If they don't
Yeah.
know, they can go on and take a free one real fast.
I was gonna say, we've got an ENFJ over here, we've got two INFJs on this end. So, the INFJs.
Yeah, it's been a while.
Hilarious,
I'm
you know,
right there,
right?
everybody, yeah.
Stay
I was like, what
with
the
us.
fuck are they talking about?
Self-reflection, I don't
Here.
I'm just surprised nobody else is taking that. All right.
Yeah.
It's so fun.
I've taken
What is
it,
it?
I just don't remember it.
The Myers-Briggs personality
Yeah.
test.
You can do
This would take
astrology.
long, yeah.
You can do astrology
It's
next.
all good in
That's
that.
true.
I'm a Cancer.
Oh.
All right.
So we do have a question from the audience.
Oh, fantastic.
This is specifically for Caitlin from Autumn. So Autumn asks, what have you liked most about the P-Tech program you've been involved in?
There's a lot of things that I like the most about it. I would say getting to grow up with the same group of people since like 8th grade, because I've known them all since 8th grade, and we've just kind of grown up and grown together and became a little family, and 3 of us that are left together in all of our classes. We just, all our own little group of friends and family. So that's my favorite.
Can you explain that program?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is, you start early college pretty much, and it puts you into cybersecurity. And they pay for your schooling, they pay for your books. So
You started in 8th
I
grade.
kind of got lucky. Yeah, I applied for it and I got accepted.
That's awesome.
Thank you, Caitlin. That's a really awesome program. I actually have a brother in high school who's going to be starting next year in the P-Tech program.
It's a lot of fun.
It'll be good.
It's a lot of fun.
There's a lot of great things about that. Thanks for sharing. Yeah. All right.
Courtney, I believe I have a question for
You
you.
too. You have a question for me?
I do actually have one. How do I sign up? How do I, Sean, sign up for a school?
Well, thank you for asking, Sean. So you can sign up via our Welcome Center. So you can give the ladies at the Welcome Center a call. You can chat with us on our website, shoot an email, and we'll schedule a campus tour for you. And we'll get you scheduled so you can visit campus. You can potentially meet with program directors, but we'll get you hooked up and available to tour through. But I think you're an expert at campus tours at this point.
I'm expert.
Yeah.
I'm a novice. We'll go with that. I'm a novice. I've done my fair share. Yeah. Some of these guys have done plenty of campus visits themselves.
That's true. What has been your favorite part, guys, of your campus tours? So part of the Trojan Ambassador program, these guys get to do a lot of marketing and PR. They get to kind of share their story, and they get to help give campus tours for visiting groups. So what's been the best thing of a campus tour experience you guys can share?
Maybe not more towards the campus tour, but I did personally enjoy like the photo shoots and the day in my life things. What we did was we kind of did a social media takeover. So like I took over Snapchat. Who else did what?
I didn't do a Snapchat. I did Instagram.
Yeah.
I did Snapchat.
So basically, we just went on one of the sites and we kind of posted about our day, what we do during that time, or what we do at AC. I definitely enjoyed doing stuff like that.
About tours, my favorite thing was learning other people's stories and what they were coming here for and what they were thinking about doing.
Yeah, definitely.
I like the feedback.
Mm.
I'm a feedback person. I like to know when I'm doing something right or when I'm doing something wrong. So shout out to Sheldon if he catches this. We did a campus tour once, and I had given my card and my personal cell phone number to one of the students here, and they had shot me a text shortly after that event and said like how much of a great time they had and how personable I was and how they appreciated how nice Sean and I were to them and how welcome that they felt here on campus. And just having that experience and having somebody who's not even a student here take the time to provide that feedback to you, I don't know, that means the most to me.
Absolutely.
There you have an option for
It makes you feel
surveys.
good that you like touch somebody with your story.
Yeah.
And yeah,
So yeah, shout out to Sheldon.
absolutely.
He's my favorite.
So nobody's favorite part was touring with me, just in general, just like that wasn't the.
I have a question. Yeah. Wait,
I didn't
wait,
go with you,
yeah,
so
yeah.
I did.
Sorry.
It's fine. It's fine.
You gave me my tour when I first
That's
came
so
here.
true.
I
So
thought
what's
it
the
was pretty
feedback?
fun.
Oh, thank you.
It was
Okay.
pretty nice.
There's the endorsement, guys.
If you love dad jokes, he's your guy.
There you go.
Oh no.
Give us a
What a joke.
Yeah.
Tell us a joke.
I'm working on it. Okay. How do you find Will Smith in the snow? You follow the Fresh Prince.
Oh. I like it.
Come on! Where's the applause for that? Okay, there we go. That's good. That's a
Yeah.
good joke.
It's so
a good joke. Anyway, this isn't going to turn to Sean's bad jokes. We could do a whole segment on that. Just,
I don't think we have enough time for that.
no,
Round two.
that'll be the sequel to this.
Yeah.
There you go.
All right, so this is a question for each of our ambassadors to kind of finish out our coffee, college, and conversation tonight. Describe your ACM story. What led you to choose ACM? And we'll start from Alexis and move our way back around.
Okay. Let's see, which way do I want to go? Let me reverse it. I'm gonna pull an Uno and reverse that. I'm gonna do what led me first and then what my experience was like. my story. So I consider myself more from Baltimore. So I went to high school in Baltimore and then I came back up here to graduate my high school. In that time, of course, I didn't have my driver's license and my family was now up here. So this is where my roots were starting to, set in. So I decided to stay here, and as I navigated that, I found AC. And when I applied originally, I was a part of the nursing program, well, not the program, because I just did phlebotomy, CNA, GNA. And I did that fresh out of high school. And then I worked with hospice patients and helped people get settled in their homes and be comfortable as they navigated onto their next journey. And then when I was about 22, give or take, I came back to AC and wanted to pursue something different. So then I dualed and I did psychology and sociology. And I stayed. I came because it was free. I came because I got a great opportunity with all of my scholarships and my grants and my FAFSA, and I ended up staying because of the community that I experienced. I graduated my first time here in 2015, and I could have stayed out in the world or moved on to another campus, and instead I always come back here because I know that I'm going to get that special treatment each time, and I did each time. So that's my story. I'll probably be back again. The continuing ed building offers sign language, so I'll be over there.
So, since I was a little kid, I have always loved Disney. It's always been a big part of my childhood and of me growing up. So, one of the big things I wanted to do was work at Disney, and I've always loved animated movies. Currently, what my goal is I want to be an animator, a performer at Disney World, or an Imagineer. I have some ideas for possible movies. So I heard about the multimedia program, and I have looked at some of those classes. It was video production, audio production, graphics, and all that I'm a big computer guy as well, so that just sounded really interesting to me. I still can learn a lot here, while getting a degree. And then what my next plan is to, after I finish here, I'm going to transfer hopefully to Frostburg. And my plan is to do the Disney College program and go down to Disney for a semester.
Yeah,
That's very specific.
I've thought of this a lot. So I hope,
Disney in Florida?
yeah.
That sounds stupid, but is that the only
Right.
No, there's one in
Right.
California.
Right.
Disneyland.
Just wanted to make sure.
California is a little far. But
Just a week, right?
just a little far.
So for me personally, I'm not shy, but I'm more introverted. So I definitely did not want to go to a huge college. That just was something right off the bat. I was like, nope, I'm not even, I know myself, not even gonna look into it. So ACM was both close to home, it offered great scholarship opportunities, and everybody basically knows where we're at, and everything was relatively close. So it was just convenient, and it made me feel comfortable, even to transfer somewhere else just to get used to a campus life.
It's a good story. Good story, bro. Yeah. For me, I've came and gone. I grew up here. I'm back. I lived in South Carolina for a long time, bartending, and I was kind of going down the restaurant path and just living life that way. And I ended up having a really bad experience with an appendix and didn't, quite make it out of there almost. And I started going to the Cleveland Clinic for surgeries, and I met amazing nurses. They helped me when I was the lowest of my life, and I was so sick. And I started having like a passion for, healthcare and wound care, and these people changed my life. And I feel like everything happens for a reason. So my purpose, I feel, is to go back to nursing school, and I like it. I am intrigued by healthcare and wound care, and I want to be that person that those nurses were for me. And ACM has one of the best nursing programs in the country. And I'm from here, like my family's here. It's a great opportunity. It kind of just all, the universe came together, and that was my path. But I'm having a great experience so far. I went to college at Frostburg a long time ago and was psychology and biology, and now I'm back into nursing. I want to maybe stick with psychology and go that route, or wound care, but there's so many opportunities in the school, and you feel welcome here. It's a different experience than just in a big university where maybe you're just a number, or people encourage you to do better, and I love it. I'm really enjoying it. So that's my ACM story.
Wow, I don't know what to say. So, 8th grade, P-Tech, they told me that I was going to go to ACM, and at first I was like, okay, it's for the program. And then I started taking classes here, and I was like, wow, this is amazing. The teachers are really helpful. So I got here to actually come into the college and be here and be in the physical classrooms, and the teachers here, just amazing. When I had COVID, I obviously couldn't be here, and I was really sick, but they all worked with me and made sure that I was okay, and emailed me every single day, making sure that I was alright and I was fine and I had everything I needed, all of the help that I needed. And also, I suck at navigating, so my favorite part about this college is it is small, and I know where I'm going, I know where everything is. So, because I won't be able to navigate in a bigger building, so then there's these buildings, and they're easy to navigate, so I'm like, I'm not going to a 4-year yet. I was planning on coming back and going for criminal justices, so that I could tie cybersecurity and criminal justices in together, and I watch a lot of criminal minds, so. Penelope is right up my alley.
Spencer. That's very.
Penelope is right up my alley, so I'm like, I gotta get there.
Yes.
I think that's a great thing about AC. It's like it's not that intimidating when you first look at it.
Exactly.
Compared to like a 4-year college, you look at it, the campus is massive, you're like, how am I gonna go from this place to this place? AC is a good stepping stone to get from there to there.
Oh, also, I did cross country in high school in freshman and sophomore year, and we would always come up here for races. So I always would go into the gymnasium to go to the bathroom, and I was just so fascinated by the campus. So I was like, I can't wait to be there.
I thought you were going to say, I was so fast. Like, fast as cross country.
No, I wasn't. I wasn't close.
Yeah.
Aim for the bathroom, stay for the education. Right?
Yeah.
There you go.
Great
That's
bathroom.
exactly it. It was bathrooms.
So we have another
wide variety.
Yeah.
Everywhere.
I mean, there's really no rhyme or reason, really.
Everybody has their own reason to end up here. And,
Yeah.
A specific student I know has Ukraine roots, so that's a far way away. There's that. I'm from Baltimore. I know a lot of students there's a high percentage of Baltimore students coming up here, like Howard County, Baltimore City, and then there's also Pittsburgh. I know students travel from Pitt and come up here as well, or down.
I think it's down. Where are we?
We're Maryland, yeah.
We're down from Pittsburgh.
Right.
Yes. I really had to really map that out in my
Think
head.
that through again.
I just built that,
I'm putting it together. It's up or down.
That goes there, that goes there.
Can somebody pull up a map?
Before we close up with one bonus question, if anyone has any last minute questions for us, feel free to drop them in the chat. If you end up missing this afterwards and you're watching the recording later, you can always send either Sean or myself a message with any additional questions you have. But if you have any burning question you want us to answer now, or any specific question for one of our Trojan Ambassadors, now's your time to do so. Feel free to drop that in the chat. And we'll add one last bonus question for Sean to pose.
Yes, this is my time to ask it. Alright guys, this is for all of you. We're all going to take turns again, so we got to get ready for that. So, describe what would be the most important advice you would give to a first-time college student. Did we already do that?
No.
Oh yeah.
Similar.
There we go.
Similar.
There we go. I just was confused for a second. Okay, who wants to go first, or am I just going to be doing picking names out of a hat?
Pick things up.
Big names out of the
He's lying. He wouldn't wear a hat unless it's
All good for
They know me too well.
Big names out of a coffee cup.
I don't. Okay, well.
You shouldn't touch the coffee cup either.
Yeah, this is all empty now. So, who wants to go first?
I guess I can
There we go.
first with this one. So my best advice would be, do not beat yourself up over little things that will not matter in the end. I know a lot of people like C's get degrees. Like honestly, if you get that C and you pass, wonderful. If you get an A and you pass, wonderful. At the end of the day, your employer's not going to look at your reports and see whether you got an A, a B, or a C, or if you had a repeat. At the end of the day, it's that you continued on and what you did to get there.
That's good advice.
I'm just gonna
I
Yeah.
know.
Okay,
Who wants to go? Perfect.
It might take some time to transition to college life, whether from high school to college or similar. But once you find your rhythm, it really is a great time to be here.
Join organizations.
Oh,
Be a part of campus. I know that I am busy with my classes, but joining the Trojan Ambassadors, I've made a great group of friends, and it helps you. It's just an extra support system, and you get more involved on campus. You are just encouraged to do better in your classes. Plus, it looks good on resumes, and then you can join other people that have the same interests. And it's all about not doing it alone. Definitely just get out there and find your people.
Don't be afraid to ask for help when you need it. There is plenty of people here, plenty of resources. I was scared to ask for help, but there's a lot of people here that will help you, and if you need it, please ask. Don't suffer in silence. Suffering in silence sucks, and suffering alone sucks. You can suffer with someone else. I mean,
Right.
there's someone there.
Be honest.
I like it.
Don't be afraid to make friends.
Right.
Absolutely. Don't be afraid to not make friends.
There you go.
True.
Depending on if you're an INFJ or
Is that your advice?
No.
Okay.
Most important advice I give to a first-time college student. I wanted to piggyback off of both of you, but now I forgot. Refresh my memory.
Organizations.
The other one.
Don't beat yourself up.
That's the one. started it with C's still do get degrees, and that is very true. But I tend to hold myself. I'm a bit of a perfectionist, so if I saw a C, I would get discouraged.
Yeah.
Same here.
It's
And
crazy.
there's people like that, and it's okay to feel like that. And when I first started college, I was fresh out of high school, and I wish I could say that I took, early enrollments, and I knew how to study, and I knew where to go to ask for help and who to ask, but I didn't. And I came into this like a deer in headlights, and I didn't even know where like the admissions office was. I just did it on a whim. And I'm losing my train of thought. What was I gonna say? Oh yeah, I remember. Sorry, I have had a lot of coffee shop. So.
Again, you and me both.
But don't be discouraged if you do see a C. But also, my advice would be to set goals for yourself. Don't come into this with the expectation of okay, a C will get me there.
Yeah.
Because if you set your sights high, the worst that happens is you retake a class. And then that original C can be replaced with an A or a B whenever you're ready. So of course, initially a C is great, but I had to redo 2 classes. My original, and I was like, field of study graduate. So when I took child psychology, my first semester when I was like 18, 19, doing it for the first time, I got an F. And because I didn't apply myself, I was like, this isn't what I might be questioning things. And when I did it again, 5 years later, I went in and I got an A. And I replaced that F happily. And I'm not ashamed to say my first time around, I didn't apply myself, I earned that F. But the second time around, I earned that A. So don't be afraid to just own whatever you apply yourself to do. That would be mine.
You got any, Courtney?
So what I like to recommend to any of the students we meet is just be curious and be open to the possibilities.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Be open to experiences like this. You never know what's going to happen. Be open to being able to change new things, changing your mind, changes. It's going to be a big change coming to college, and that's okay. You may change your major. You may change it multiple times. I don't know what I want to do when I grow up. So just be open to the possibilities. How about you, Sean?
I don't have anything original to say. So back whenever I was in school, believe it or not, I was very shy, and I still am. I know, right? I didn't do any, get involved in any athletics or clubs or organizations. So going back, I would definitely recommend doing that specifically because that's a good way for you to like meet people with like-minded interests and whatnot. So it's a good way to make friends and to network that way. So that's my big piece of advice. Don't be afraid to network and meet new people. Again, that's coming from me who's, a shyer individual, so I changed that.
Can I do one more?
Yeah.
Go for
Yeah,
it.
I know we're like a little over.
We are good. That's okay.
You can sit here all night if you
We're
want.
here. It's coffee.
We need more Convo.
I know.
Another
Take an
change.
intermission.
I would say I'm a huge believer in stepping outside of your comfort zone. So when I heard the quote that life starts outside of the comfort zone, I literally took it and started running, and I love it. So if something isn't challenging you, if something does not scare you, if something doesn't make you uncomfortable, then you're not on the right path. Then you're not doing something that's going to benefit you in the future, you're not growing, and you're not challenging yourself. So I would say learn to be comfortable with the feeling of being uncomfortable.
I love that.
So that's like every time that if I'm scared, that's what I'm telling myself.
Yeah.
Any final words from our Trojan Ambassadors before we close out our evening?
Consider applying for the Trojan Ambassadorship.
We're fun to be around, am I right?
Alright. I guess that's the end of the evening.
Is our poll being fixed?
Oh yeah!
Definitely.
Answer to that?
I'm excited for it.
So we're looking at renovation sports that's in the works. We're working on it. It's a work in progress, so that's what we'll leave it as right now. But yes, that is on the agenda of things that we're trying to do.
When it comes back as an option, I recommend applying for that for your PE credit.
Yeah.
I had a reason. I had a plan.
Okay, I was just like, where is this going?
Cool
That'll be the next. That'll be the next chat. You'll have to be all shoes.
Well, thank you again, everyone, for joining us for our event this evening. We appreciate all the questions, everybody joining us for our student ambassadors. We hope you all have a great evening. Thank you, guys. See you later.
Thank you.
Bye.
Have a great night, guys.